I think if you look at the current crisis, then I think we've hopefully learned something, but most things that we should have learned we already knew actually, because leverage is not a really good thing to have if it's too much. And I think that the leverage that we currently, that we used to have before the crisis happened was way too high. That is not good for retail investing, that is not good for professional investing, and we've learned that it's also not so good for a country. So hopefully we've learned something. People still invest mostly in their home country, and I think the reason for that is that the news, local news, also talks mostly about local stocks and local companies. So it is still something that we see a lot in every country that we are live in. But we try to incentivize by, for example, giving away trading for free in ETFs. That people start to use the fact that if you spread your money and invest in more different currencies, more different companies, more different geographic locations, that at the end of your investment period you probably have a better return. So we still see it, but we hope to do something about it. First of all, a safe structure. If your company doesn't have a safe structure in terms of the assets of your clients, then I think you have nothing. So it starts with a safe structure. And for us, the next thing we offered, and that's the thing that most people knows about, of course, is the low fees. So that's how we entered the market. But we've always said, as soon as we get scaled, so we grow, we will also become a really powerful broker in terms of income, and we already see that. And we invested back in the product. So I think if you look at the Giro now, and you look at us 4 years ago, we already have done a lot to improve our product, and we're going to keep investing in our product. So I think. The answer here is all three things are possible. I think that if you want to invest in derivatives, if you want to invest in short-term products that are about short-term gain or short-term loss, then you need to invest a lot of your time in it. So what we try to say to clients about this in the future is either you're going to invest a lot of time and then you can use these products, but you have to know what you're doing. And I think right now there's still a lot of people who use derivatives without the right knowledge for these products. So if you're a passive investor and you do not want to invest time but only money, then use ETFs. That's my opinion. Any technical revolution, I think, is an opportunity. I personally do not invest in bitcoins because I don't understand why it has the value it has. So that's a really personal opinion. But I do like the blockchain technology. If you look at what it can do for investors, and that is mostly in the field of cost. At the end of the chain of investing, you have a big administration, and blockchain is nothing else than a big administration, but then in form of IT, where it's because of the technical way it's set up, it is trustworthy. So I think the technology is really interesting, and the Bitcoin itself, I don't think I'm the right guy to ask because I'm not an expert in this. I'm also quite a positive guy myself, so I'm always looking at the bright side of life. So if I look at investing, I look at a very long term, and if you invest for the long term, then you shouldn't have to worry about the current situation if you're overpriced or underpriced. And I'm also not an analyst, so I cannot tell you if right now prices of stocks are high. But if you look at the last 100 years, it is on average 7%, and I think that didn't really change in this current situation. So we always think that the current situation is really different from the past, but I tend to believe that probably the past will continue, and hopefully we'll get to 7% per year. But it will always be a bumpy ride, of course. It's never going to be without volatility. So in essence, I'm quite positive.